and a world without war in our lifetime. Today and throughout the coming year of 2016, we at Divine Love Talk will continue to hold a vision of the rapid growth of that root for peace. Last week, we also learned that humanity has the authority to stop war and to usher in a golden age of peace on earth, but we lack the power to make it happen, which seems to be pretty self-evident when you look at the long written history of war on this planet. It appears that the power to actually stop war comes from above by asking for help through our prayers, calls, decrees, rosaries, and invocations from humanity's assigned helpers, referred to as spiritual teachers, angels, guides, or ascended masters. They have the power to help and can do so when we ask. They will not interfere with our free will. Today, we will also learn how to make calls from the heart that will benefit the greater good and help usher in peace. We will also be comparing the statement, "There is no way to peace, peace is the way," with the early followers of Christianity referring to themselves as people of the middle way, in order to figure out what we can learn from these statements that can help us stop war both within and without and bring balance back into the world. Jose Munoz, the Mayan daykeeper for the next 26,000 year cycle, and the historian for the Mayan people, will be joining me in this discussion. For some reason, Kim Michaels is not online. Hopefully, he will remember, we might be able to catch him later. But Jose and I will be carrying on this discussion. Welcome, Jose.
Good morning, Dr. Patiño. It's good to have you back.
Well, it's good to be back, Jose, and I'm so happy that you're joining us because I understand from one of the workshops that I attended of yours that you, along with me, and I'm sure that there are lots of other people around the planet today who also believe that it is possible for us to have peace and unity within this lifetime. So I'd like for you to open up with the Mayan, Tibetan, Hopi mindset on this possibility. So could you start that discussion off?
Absolutely. Today is the sacred day of the winds, the sacred winds, which have the power to bring our prayers to the above. And it's significant in this discussion because we can put our intentions and our attention to this issue to bring peace to earth into the winds today and bring it to heaven.
Wonderful. Well, hey, I couldn't have picked a better topic then, could I?
As you usually do.
All right. Well, let's also start out. Nicole is listening. She's actually, I don't think she's an intern anymore, but we gave you her birthday. I don't know if you had a chance to work on that for her today.
Yes, for Nicole, we have the past, present, and future worlds. As we understand, we live in the past world, the present, and the future. And we would like her to take this consideration and see peace in the future and bring it to the present. So her present world is the eagle. That means this year from September 15 to September 16, she belongs to the tribe of the eagle. Good issue solver and very good vision.
Okay.
In her past world, we have that she belongs to the sacred fire. So her console is always in a fire, in a ceremony, or even just in the flame of a candle.
Okay.
And then we also have in the future, started in December 22nd of 2012, she belongs to the tribe of unity.
All
She
right.
will carefully work for unity for humanity.
Well, how appropriate that I chose her birthday, because I know that the Unity Tribe is very, very important in the Hopi, Mayan, Tibetan tradition in terms of ushering in peace and a world without war. So I'm excited that Nicole is a part of that unity tribe. So could you, Jose, expound a little more on the importance of and the possibility of worldwide unity within our lifetime?
Yes, it is prophesied from the ancient tribes that in this period of illumination, which started again in 2012, December 22nd, we have about 400 years to accomplish this. It's one of the things that it must be a requirement that we have unity to accomplish peace, and that means that two Koreans need to be united, and the nation of Israel as well as the nation of Palestine must have their own state or countries so they can live in peace among all the rest of humanity.
Well, Jose, that's interesting because Kim Michael's teachings through the Ascended Masters have also stated that we can't have peace in the world until there is peace in the Middle East. And last week I mentioned that there's an actual movement, an Israeli movement, that is aimed at creating peace between Palestine and Israel, with Israel actually taking the first step, taking the initiative and taking responsibility for their part in this war.
Yes, with these two nations, as we know, they've been at war. Well, the entire humanity have been at war for about 2,000 years steadily.
Yes.
Except Greenland, of course, the only place in the world where has not been...
Isn't that good to know? We had one spot on the planet.
Yeah, there has never been war, and that is also the why you and I and a bunch of other light workers who belong to this new revolution of peaceful light workers will be stepping in the sacred land in 2017 to give the final stamp, if you will, to bring peace, love, and harmony to the world.
Well, you bet I will be there with bells on. So talk a little bit more about what we can do now, as we're literally just a few days away from 2016. Jose, what is your vision for what we can actually accomplish in the year ahead that would actually put us on more solid footing towards nurturing the seed of peace and a world without war? Because, quite frankly, we've sang about it, like every year during the holidays, we sing joy to the world and peace on earth. Christians pray in the Lord's Prayer, that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. But it's almost been like lip service, and when you talk to people, they don't really believe that it's possible in our lifetime. And I truly believe that if that's going to happen, enough of us are going to have to stop just creating lip service and actually start to believe in that possibility and move in that direction.
Well, it's a beast that we need to beat, and we have to do it from the inside out.
I agree. It is a beast, isn't it?
We have been going around the sacred sites and talking to the elders in Guatemala, to the pyramids, and doing ceremonies with a crystal skull and a crystalline grid to see exactly what is it that we need to do concrete actions, not just talking, using the name of the Lord in vain,
exactly.
If you will. But three things came out of this latest trip that we took to the elders, to talk to the main authorities from the Maya lands. And one of them is the fact that humanity has been so used to war.
Yeah.
It has been 2,000 years of programming of war and violence.
Absolutely.
And in this case, so we are so used. Well, I'm not going to count myself into that. My world is absolutely beautiful.
I hear you.
But humanity is used to everything going wrong or something going wrong.
Absolutely.
So we have to reset, erase that dogma, that unquestionable belief that something is going to be going wrong every time. So that's one of the things we must preach and practice to humanity, that the world can be beautiful for everyone, not just for me and all of those who are on the light path. And of course, you're one of them. Our world is always right. So we need to share this information with the 8.5 billion people in the planet to make them realize that, yes, first we start from our heart, and we need to unlearn that dogma that everything or anything's always going to go wrong.
Okay.
There is a world where we live in where everything goes right, and that's one of the things that we can do.
Okay. Well, I think that that's very appropriate, especially here in America, where we unfortunately have inherited that old Puritan ethic of doom and gloom. There's a tendency within the American mindset, that even as children, if you're laughing too hard, you're having too much fun, there's too much joy in your life, that programming comes up. It's like, dun, 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 something bad's going to happen, because you're just having too much fun. And I think that it should begin with examining that old Puritan ethic. And why would we want to believe that, okay, if life is going too good, or we're having, too peaceful or loving or fabulous of a time, that something bad has to happen? That literally opens the way, don't you think?
Yes. And
for
again,
the bad to come in.
Again, that is one of the things that we must relearn, that the world can be and will go absolutely right when we co-create it that way. And that comes to brings me to the next other suggestion from the elders. As you know, we have been doing this meditations for world peace since the 1990s.
Yeah.
And now we step it up. We do it 3 times a month, where we join crystal skull holders and everyone with an open heart who wants to meditate with us every 13th of the month.
Okay.
At the 13th hour. And what we do is we visit the future. We hold those memories of a peaceful, beautiful world in our hearts and our minds, and we bring it back to the present.
Perfect.
So we're literally working and bringing peace from the future to the present.
Well, Jose, you mentioned the 13th month and the 13th hour. Now, what's interesting is historically, the number 13 has really been demonized, to the point where there's not even a 13 in major hotel elevators, because of actually what happened with the murder of the Knights of the Cathars on Friday the 13th. So from the Mayan, Hopi, Tibetan perspective, can you talk about, actually there's a real positive significance to the number 13. In the Jewish tradition, when you turn 13, you have your bar mitzvah, you become, a young man. So let's look at correcting that. Well, actually, after commercial break, we'll talk about the significance of the 13th day and the 13th hour. As we're going into commercial break, I am speaking with Jose Munoz, who is the historian and the timekeeper for the new six-sun calendar for the next 26,000-year cycle. And we're talking about holding the possibility of peace in our lifetime and seeing a world without war. We'll be back with more of Jose Munoz and our discussion on planting the seeds of peace. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant. You're listening to Divine Love Talk, and we'll be back with more after commercial break.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach. Footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Really? Yeah. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you'll never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins. Plus so much more, a chocolate fondue fountain, Zebblies, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
Okay, we're back. Continuing our discussion with Jose Munoz, who is the historian and daykeeper for the next 26,000-year cycle for the new Six Sun calendar. That's correct, Jose. And before commercial break, we were talking about the significance of the number 13 and why, Jose, you're doing the meditations on the 13th day and the 13th hour of the month, particularly when that number 13 has been demonized.
Yes, we go back to the fact that in most of the ancient traditions, including the Mayan, we do not have a religion, because religion is a Latin word that means religare, to reconnect, which implies that we lost connection to source, to God, to Creator.
Right.
That's the reason why we don't follow any religion, because we never lost that connection to the source.
How amazing is that?
Having said that, we'll go taking advantage of the title historian. We have that in the ancient world that there was 12 tribes in Israel. That was the original 12 tribes that were created by the man, not the God according to the Bible, but the man. So it was a rebellion that in most Christianity of today believe that the 13 starts with a wrong beginning, with that sacred tree of knowledge creating these 13 tribes.
All right. Well, wait. Repeat that, Jose, about the 13th tribe. So you're saying that the 12 tribes, taught about in the Old Testament, were created by man, and it was a rebellion against what?
Against God. Yes.
Oh, against God.
They used the power of the. Oh. Well, this is what Christianity has taught the world.
Okay.
In reality, there were 13 tribes, not 12. That's
okay.
Most people now believe in the world thanks to religion. So that's one of the meanings of the 13. We know that all superstitious people believe that the number 13 is bad.
Bad luck, absolutely.
It represents, actually, interesting enough, represents the Virgin Mary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was then that was probably the not the beginning, but definite demonization of the divine feminine.
Absolutely.
Because, at the Nicene Council, the mother was taken out of the Trinity.
As we know, the Virgin Mary being number 13, she has the authority and the power to crush the head of Satan if we follow that teachings of the
Wow, that's
Bible.
powerful.
So it's a controversy in between their own teachings. And this
Well,
we
no
know-
wonder. Well, Jose, that makes sense that she would have been taken out, right? If she
Yes,
has
so
that
number
power,
13, yes.
yeah, and
Number
which she
13.
does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're saying, now explain again, the 13th tribe represents what, the lost tribe?
You can call it that. It actually Christianity represents Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples.
Got it. Okay.
He is the 13th tribe which
Got
he
it.
left in the world. Humanity is the 13th tribe.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. And, that brings me back to what I brought up earlier, that, there is no way to peace, that peace is the way. And the early followers of Christianity did not refer to themselves as Christians, but as people of the middle way, which, we know that the Tao, the T-A-O, means the middle way. And I think, we can certainly say that we lost the way, definitely the middle way, which represents balance between the divine masculine and the feminine. And I think that we can definitely say that war is a lack of balance in humanity. So how would you address that, Jose?
Well, early Christianity was persecuted by the Roman Empire the first 400 years.
Yes.
And this we know as a fact, historically and verbally.
Yes.
So when we take a look at Jesus, he was not Christian. He was just preaching unconditional love, which
Absolutely.
is what we should all practice.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Roman Empire finally gave up, they used Christianity as a tool to conquer the rest of the world.
Sure.
You
If
know,
you
when
can't
in-
kill it, then co-opt it.
Yes. So they used Christianity to conquer and destroy all our brothers and sisters in the islands, what they demonized as witches, sacred medicine women.
Oh, yeah,
Buried and
which
all.
went on
And then-
for hundreds of years.
Yes, and then continue on to the Spaniards. I mean, the list goes on. Christianity was just reversed. The original purpose, intent, and intention was beautiful and pure. but then they-
Absolutely. So, Jose, after commercial break, let's continue that discussion. You're listening to Divine Love Talk with Jose Munoz, who is the historian and daykeeper of the new Six Sun calendar. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant, on Divine Love Talk. And here's wishing all of you join us in planting and watering the seed for peace in our lifetime. We'll be back with more after commercial break.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the wrong plan. Let Health Markets Insurance Agency help you. With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products. Service and product availability varies by state.
Call 800-793-1960, 800-793-1960, 800-793-1960, 800-793-1960.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinns.com.
Geico applauds your inner park ranger.
Mother Nature appreciates the part of you that knows the difference between the red-bellied and the three-toed woodpecker. Geico also has specialized agents who admire your gusto for the great outdoors. Agents who help with more than just car insurance. These Geico agents can insure the RV that will take you and the whole family cross-country. The RV that makes National Forest synonymous with happy place. So what are you waiting for? 180 types of woodpeckers are ready to be identified.
Geico for your RV. See how much you could save.
You know, they say in life we should savor and slow down and enjoy things. That's what our hosts Steve Andrews and Sally James do on Slow Living Radio. They do everything slowly, and they do it for you Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m., Tuesdays at 11 p.m., and Monday nights at 7 p.m. It's Slow Living Radio, the best in food, the best in entertainment, the best in drinks, including great wine. All with Sally James and Steve Andrews. Slow Living Radio on CRN.
Okay, we're back with more of Divine Love Talk and Jose Munoz, who is the historian and daykeeper for the new Six Sun calendar. Jose, I'd like for you to complete that thought that you brought up about early Christianity getting co-opted, because that's something that Kim Michaels and I have talked about often, and how it actually explains how the early followers who were seen as people of the middle way became so unbalanced. And I know the Council of Nicaea at 325 had a lot to do with Christianity getting co-opted. Jose? Uh-oh. Women are... Okay. Jose will be back on in a minute. We've also got Dr. Sarah Larson. Okay, do we have Jose? Okay, we got Dr. Larson. Okay, we're having all kind of challenges this morning. I apologize. Kim Michaels was not online. Jose, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay, Jose, there you go. And we've got Dr. Sarah Larson, who will be joining us in this last half of the discussion about nurturing the seeds of peace and the possibility of a world without war in our lifetime. So, Jose, if you could continue where we left off before commercial break.
Yes, the number 13, again, has been demonized from early Christianity, persecuted, and then twisted the beliefs of preachings of Jesus and unconditional love from the beginning. So it comes down to today's world. It's why we pay our attention and our intention, our focus. This is what we bring to the world. So I would like to say that we're using the number 13 power as a representation of the Mother Mary and Mother Ishmael and all the mothers representing the feminine world, and that is what we're using for the meditation. Every 13th of the month at the 13th hour, we join thousands around the world to vision peace in the future and bring it to the present.
How about that? That's easy enough to remember and certainly easy enough to do. Dr. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you so much. What a powerful morning you guys are having with all of
Absolutely.
this history with the Roman Catholic Church and and nurturing the seeds of peace. So grateful to be on this show and to really have come from a war-torn region and learned how it's love and nurturing and kindness that slows our nervous system down. And it's also whatever was developed by some people long time ago only has power over us if we let it. We are to such a degree now interconnected with each other and able to create these connections with Spirit, with Source, with Mother Mary, with the ancient stories that Jose is carrying, the stories of our own power.
Yeah.
That it's about really aligning our mind and our body to be able to use what our spirit keeps bringing into the world for us to experience and nurture those seeds of peace.
Well, you know, that's exactly in alignment with what Jose was saying earlier about the fact that we've got to reprogram this continuous 2,000 years of pelting humanity with war, and the fact that, and hopefully you'll join us in 2017 in going to Greenland, the only country in the world that hasn't had war. Is Greenland actually considered its own little country? I mean, it's kind of controversial.
I think that go ahead, Jose.
Greenland, it is its own country, yes.
Okay.
Sanctioned by the United Nations, and of course, kept space for the rest of humanity, even though it's tiny and it's on top of the world, still the one place that's holding humanity together, thanks to our Elder and Gangak and the rest of the tribes over there holding peace and space for the rest of us.
Well, I guess there wasn't, all of the colonizers didn't find anything to colonize there. Thank God, right?
It's so funny because just my understanding of Greenland colonies dates back to the medieval period when written records became common in the Scandinavian countries. And those records tell detailed stories about the Norse in Greenland. And it had a very little role of church. And so it's so interesting that their records talk about how to use things, how to use ivory and falcon and ox and sheep hides, stuff like that. And those records really start from like the 11th century, 12th century, around that time frame. And to go to a place that hasn't had any war.
That should be amazing.
Yeah, and to really have, and I know Jose has got to have such great stuff there, but there were written records starting in 1341 to 16, like in the 1300s AD of what was there and what has come. And so we know for about as long as we've been keeping records that there's no war there. And what was really valued was how to turn whatever was there into tools. What they made records of was how to turn things into tools that would help humanity going forward, which I think is really great.
Well, Jose, I'm going to have to get up on my history of Greenland. I've read a little bit about the Inuit people there, and they're pretty amazing and peaceful. But would you talk a little bit more about the trip to Greenland?
Yes, of course. That came out of the two different meetings that we previously had for world peace. The first one was from running from Alaska to Guatemala in 2012.
Wow.
And bringing messages of peace. These very messages that we're sharing right now, how to see ourselves in the future, in the present, and in the past, and envision peace, how we're going to live in peace in the near future, and not wait for the future, but bring it back to the present. This is how we have been able to stay at peace in our hearts, bringing these messages throughout the continent. So that was the first time that we got involved with it. And then doing the World Peace Summit in Korea for the all nations to be united and actually get united with 29 presidents from the Eastern Bloc and declare war illegal.
I love that.
And that is still in protocols and being held up at the first floor or second floor of the United Nations buildings in New York. There's still a lot of laws and lawsuits are getting involved to get that through.
Isn't that something? But Jose, isn't that something? And Dr. Sarah, that we would actually have to pass a law when war is literally a crime against humanity. There's really nothing that you can say good about war except that it profits the profiteers of war.
Yes, it's ludicrous, it's amazing, it's wrong. But, as we practice and preach unity, we need everyone involved. So we take advantage of the establishments that are already on place. Instead of fighting against them, we unite them, and we will pass these laws that eventually will be globally where there will be no war.
I love
at some point. This is something that we have envisioned in the future. We know we have been there already. We just have to bring it back to the present.
Well, I'm certainly holding that vision here at Divine Love Talk. And Dr. Sarah, I know we talked last night, and you and I are of the same mind with the fact that we know that peace and a world without war is possible in our lifetime. So the three of us today are, a holy trinity holding that vision of peace being possible in this lifetime. You have children, Dr. Sarah, and I know that that's very important for you, having been raised in a war-torn country. I know you don't want that future for your children.
It's so important to me to give them and create for them tools of resilience as well. And in the countries that, right now we're so blessed to be physically in the United States, where we're not feeling the effects of day-to-day war.
But we're not immune to it, that's for sure.
But we're not immune to it. But this is the key, I think, that's so important to get for us is, I think war began because we didn't utilize our connection through our body to cultivate our mind and allow our spirit. War became the way that we resolved, but it started somewhere because we needed a way in which to relate to one another that said, hey, my values are important, or hey, my needs need to be met. And if I can't get them met in any other way, I'm creating this other thing. The first areas of war weren't elegant like they are now, meaning here in the U.S., we are at war with a lot of different places, but we've created an elegant war that we don't feel the effects of.
Exactly.
Whereas in history, in the spoken words that Jose shares, the spoken history, oral history says, we've been at war. And part of that is because we as individuals have been at war with our minds. We've been at war
inside
with
of
our body. Inside of ourselves. We've been at war with our spirit at some level. And to cultivate peace, to nurture peace, we must cultivate and nurture our spirit. in such a way that we hear what we value, we hear what we need, and that's the focus of our attention with what all the others that we're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Whether
Well,
it's
Dr.
our-
Sarah, I'm going to interrupt you
Yeah.
right there because that's a very cogent point. People feel invalidated when they're not heard. They feel that, they're not valuable enough, for their position to be heard. And often people will go to war because their needs are not being met and they're just not feeling heard.
Yes, and I think that's so important. And the key, I think, is when someone comes to you and shares something with you, and it may even hurt your feelings, but you're committed to peace. You're
Yes,
committed to
no matter what.
nurturing.
Yeah.
No matter what. Then as you're listening to that person, you let go of the position that you, unless it does you harm or goes completely against your ingrained, organic,
sense of
spirit-connected value system, you let go of those things and you really just repeat back what you heard that other person say.
And often we've misinterpreted what they've said, or, we've not practiced the 4 agreements, which is to not take things personal, not make assumptions. And I agree.
Do your best and to always be in integrity. Those 4 agreements are so beautiful.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think just by practicing those things, Jose, I want to bring you back in on the discussion about what we can do to solidify this agreement, create this new agreement that peace is possible.
What we can do every day is literally honor ourselves with us. As we wake up, be grateful for what we have, as the ancient told us to do. Be grateful for the peace that we have. In our world, everything is beautiful, and that's not really the must, what we can do every day.
Okay. I'm feeling you on that. Dr. Sarah, I know you're, after commercial break, you're going to close out with something, a medical miracle, a natural medical miracle, but I know you also have something coming up this weekend that you're excited about that I wanted you to share.
I am so excited. If you're in the Los Angeles area, we are doing a New Year activation and ceremony in Northridge. And what's really, really amazing is we're going to go through steps to really activate and nurture the seeds of peace, the seeds of what you're here to contribute to the world. And it's a beautiful ceremony and group channeling. And there are details on my website about that.
And would you post that on Divine Love Talk and on my Facebook page and Jose's?
I am so excited. I will post that there, and I'm so excited that you're going to be there and helping our community with your technology.
Yes, absolutely. Healing is so important. And health.
And health. And at the New Year, we have these bursts of collective energy, of shifting, of changing.
Well, Dr. Sarah, we're going into commercial break right now, so thank you. And Jose, thank you so much. Dr. Sarah is going to close out for us. And thank you all for listening to all of the wisdom that Jose Munoz is sharing. You can contact him at unitypeacelove33@gmail.com. Is that correct?
UnityLovePeace33@gmail.com.
UnityLovePeace33@gmail.com. We'll be back with Dr. Sarah Larson closing out this show on Planting Seeds of Peace.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. the heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you're really looking forward to an outstanding holiday office party, you've got to contact Columbo's. Why? Well, if ever there were a time for good times, that time is now. 323-254-9138. 323-254-9138. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club. Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. Columbo's. Easy, delicious, affordable, great Italian specialties, mouth-watering steaks, the freshest fish, world-famous meatballs, and jazz every night. Big or not so big budget, it doesn't matter. Columbo's is LA's #1 people-pleasing destination. They do it right. It's friendly and festive, never fawning. Don't get left out. Call Columbo's now, 323-254-9138. Because when you're really looking forward to an outstanding holiday office party, you've got to contact Columbo's. Columbo's, Buon Natale, mangia.
Okay, coming up is Dr. Sarah Larson's segment on miraculous holistic medicines. Please join us this weekend. Dr. Sarah, would you very quickly give the address and the time?
Sure. The address is the Holman Group at 9540 Corbin Avenue in Northridge, California. I just posted it on the Divine Love Facebook page. And
what's the time?
And the time is 2 p.m. is when we start. It goes from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. This workshop is truly about activating everything inside you to help your dreams be fulfilled and for all your guides to be able to work with you. They're looking for ways to connect in and tap in.
Absolutely.
And so we're doing a channeling and a connection and an activation ceremony for that to happen. And this beautiful, amazing event is designed around the wisdom of your body, the abilities that your mind really affords, and truly grounded in spirit. The spirit of everyone showing up is giving to one another.
Well, speaking of, what do you have for us this season with the cold and the flu and everybody coughing and congested? What can we do holistically?
I love how intelligent our bodies are. And we've got references to people living for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yes.
And it's 800, 900 years.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to do that. And German scientists, doctors, studied the nervous system and the skin on our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And they found to have the best upper respiratory and upper digestive and upper brain health if you take saliva from your mouth during the cold and flu season and rub it around and in your belly button, the skin from your belly button, the skin around your belly button feeds directly through the bloodstream to the spleen.
Sure.
So you're constantly letting your spleen make the antibodies, the antivirals, the anti-whatevers you need to make to keep your brain, your respiratory and upper digestive tract clear and clean of viruses and bugs.
Wow. And you know, that area, Dr. Sarah, doesn't that also connect to the endocrine system, which literally like regulates all of our systems in our body?
Exactly. Your body, when you've got stress, your body will release a small amount of cortisol. It will wind up in your saliva. You can test your stress levels through your saliva. If you take the saliva, rub it in your belly button, wash your hands, your body will know how much cortisol has just been released as well. The entire endocrine system is designed, that system, hormonal, immune system, all of it's connected in order for you to have exactly what you need. We knew this thousands of years ago. You can see this in the temples, healing temples in Egypt. The Germans have studied it in a modality called body talk, and which is about listening and connecting with your body. So if you're feeling you've been around a lot of sick people, take saliva from your mouth, rub it in your belly button at least minimum 6 times a day.
All right.
Wash your hands after each one of those rubbings.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Sarah, with that miraculous, holistic, medical insight. And thank you so much for joining our discussion. Thanks to Jose Munoz. We'll be back next week with Dr. Sarah with our New Year's Day activation. And thank you all for joining us. I apologize. I don't know what happened with Kim Michaels being online, but I'm sure he'll be back with us next week. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant. You can reach me at drparthenia.com and Divine Love Talk on Facebook.
CRN Digital